while taking pictures. We're at the beach a lot. You and I, we hang out at the beach a lot.
Yeah.
I have yet to be pooped on by a bird, but today I came so close twice.
You're like, give me a chance, coach.
So-
I know I can do it.
For a white guy.
I am Caucasian. I tell my wife I'm an honorary Asian, Caucasian. Does that work?
It does.
Does that count?
My window is open.
Ah, there we go. Yeah.
It's a quiet street.
It's actually really quiet out here. Might be
I
good
dig
to
it.
keep the window open because
Yeah.
otherwise you'd be steamy, Spencer Pablo.
Oh man, the last episode was pretty steamy.
That
It was
one
cold
was.
when we were outside of the car, but you get 3 of photographers in this car. Man, I got warm.
And it did get warm.
Buenos noches. I am Spencer.
I'm Scott. Photographers in cars.
I got it right. Noches means night.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with nachos, which is something totally different.
That sounds really delicious right now.
Yeah. So speaking of delicious, which has nothing to do with anything I'm about to say. Turn off that dome light.
Oh! Gosh, man, I thought I did.
Yeah, that dome
Always
light
learning my
is
car.
shining off of my own dome.
Always learning my
Yeah.
car.
But so we just finished what turned out to be a relatively beautiful sunset.
Yeah,
Surprisingly nice, despite the fact that the sun didn't actually show itself.
no.
But holy crow.
So, son of a biscuit, it was, it actually, so for about, I got here after you, but I think I got here at about 4:45.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if the sky is looking very good because we just had a bunch of clouds. They were in the sky and then they were in the horizon. I was just like, we're not going to see any of that.
It was unusual. And so we're in this area called Bird Rock, and it's the sun was setting roughly behind the rock, and that's exactly where the clouds were going. It was all funneling toward where the sun was going to go. Because you looked north and south, there's a bunch of space and everything like that. And I mean, I came out here kind of really as like therapy for the week. It's been one of those one of those weeks, and
I hear you, man.
I was like, well, there's nice clouds. This is a really quiet section of coast. There's not really a beach or anything like that.
Right.
It's just jetty, and so I knew that it wouldn't be crowded at all. And so I didn't care if the sunset did its thing.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of long exposures, like 7,
Sure.
8, 9 minutes, and so the clouds actually made it look kind of cool. They were doing their thing. There's bits of movement happening with them, and then
it looked
lit
like
up.
you were wrapping up. It looked like you were like, I think I'm.
Well, I
gonna...
had worked that composition. I was like, okay, I'm going to move somewhere else and see what else. That was really why I was like kind of working my way back to the entry point. But I was close to just packing it in.
Yeah,
and
man.
Then,
I already put my drone away. I was like,
Yeah.
this isn't looking too good.
and then it was gorgeous. Yeah,
Yeah,
it really was. It was.
It turned out to be really, really nice. But if it was visually beautiful or not, I know I needed to get out. And it sounds like you needed to get out
Maybe
as well.
it's something in the air. I don't know, but yeah, it was. It's just been one of those weeks where it's not like anything traumatic happened or terrible happened or anything, but conversely, it just seemed like time escaped me. It's like every time I turned around, there was something else that was added to the. Oh, I gotta go do this. I gotta go do that. Whether it be, some of it was photographic, but it was all like back office type stuff. Yeah. And some of it was just, life's busy. You got family, you got other things, chores.
Oh,
house, that kind of stuff.
We live in San Diego. We don't know. It's just so chill. I live in a tent. That's how I do. Chores.
Well,
what is that?
And it's funny, even as I'm saying this out loud, man, I sound like a whiner. The East Coast has no power. They're under a billion feet of snow again for the second time this year. I think it's this calendar year.
Yeah, what do they call it? A nor'easter?
It was the bomb cyclone. It was the very specific type of storm. It's the second bomb cyclone to hit the Northeast. So
it was not the bomb.
It was anti-bomb. Yeah. It was. Yeah, I think they actually had a protest against weaponry.
Yeah,
because of the bomb cyclone. But this was therapeutic. It was. I needed to just get out. sit by my little ocean that I love so much. And
one of our earlier episodes, we actually talked about what photography does for us. And today, I want to go back to that episode because, today was one of those days that I really needed to just be behind a tripod and not be concerned about what was going on everywhere else. Because, man, it has been, I know a lot of my friends are also just like, this has been an insane week. This has been crazy.
Something in the air. I mean,
I know,
it's funny. Even my kids, particularly my son, he's got finals week.
Yeah.
So he's been freaking out. All week. I got this test.
I do not miss that time.
Stuff. Yeah.
I do not miss that time.
So maybe it's just I don't know. How many weeks after Groundhog's Day is this?
Oh, I know.
No, it's only 5.
Well, let me change the trajectory of what we're talking about. While taking pictures, we're at the beach a lot. You and I, we hang out at the beach a lot.
Yeah.
I have yet to be pooped on by a bird, but today I came so close twice.
You're like, give me a chance, coach. So I can do it.
I came so close.
Wow.
And I mean, I'm talking about like I was in the splash zone. So as soon as I get home, I'm just going to be like, and I wore shorts. You know what? I'm sorry, the rest of the United States, but I'm in shorts right now. I think we were in low 70s today. So it was a beautiful day, but I stand back, I set up my stuff, and then I was like, oh, the lighting looks over here. So I wanted to get away from my time lapse machine.
Which I want to go back to because I want to ask you about that rig.
Holy moly, man.
Yeah.
But so I step back and then I turn around to go look at my time-lapse machine just to make sure everything's moving right. Mm-hmm. And then I hear clunk, 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 and then I feel something on my leg.
Oh, nice. This is the dangers of landscape photography. These, if you're in the mountains, you got to deal with bears or, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Poison sumac or whatever they
the
that kind of stuff. At the coast it's more like you get birds hit you, maybe an aggressive seal, waves will knock you over. I did have an encounter with a falcon with my drone. I mean, it was so
playing with it.
Your drone had an encounter. You were just kind of
I'm one with the drone, man. When that thing is in the air, I am like, I have to focus on it. I'm up there and it freaks me out. I don't know. I haven't put enough hours into flying a drone, but as soon as that thing takes off and there's a bird just chasing it, I'm like, oh, that's chasing after me.
So we did come to a place called Bird Rock. So you were expecting that,
right?
Yeah,
that's true. That is true.
But you actually got a cool angle looking back at the land, which is something that, not a lot of people get to see. I mean, people, the surfers will go out and see it and people on boats and so forth. But that was pretty cool. So you had that going on. You had your still camera, you were doing things. And then you had, we talked about time lapses a couple of episodes ago. And so now you've got it was like the Uber time lapse setup thing.
It's in the back of the car. Yeah, you can't see it.
It's okay.
It's an abyss back there, but it's a set of rails, so my camera can slide on it, but then it's got a bunch of motors, so then not only can it slide, it can tilt, it can rotate. It's pretty nice, but man, that thing, you should see the way I pack for it.
It was about this wide.
Oh, it's way longer.
I'm not exaggerating. It's a couple of feet.
Mm-hmm.
And had two. I mean, it looked like some controls from like the 80s. I mean, they were some big, very squared off brick type things with LCD displays and menus and so forth and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not something you're traveling light with.
No, but so they fold up, and a lot of folks do actually travel with this, but I don't know how. Oh, I mean,
when I say you can travel with it, of course. No, with you, but I mean, it's you need to invest the time to. I'm going to go out and do this kind of thing.
I had to learn how to. So this, it's made by a company called Synetics, and you know me, I do the Kickstarter thing, and I bought it from Kickstarter several years ago. And to be honest with you, I really didn't take it out of the box. I think now it's actually discontinued. They've moved on to a new product. And
you would think in 5 years,
yeah. So I opened it. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just let me play with this thing. So I take it out, and I was like, dude, this is not easy for me to understand, because you're controlling so many different axes,
right?
And actually, it's called the Axis 360. So yeah, you're controlling so many different axes, and then on top of that, you have to be cognizant of the time, of the exposure, and it's also these little controllers it's Arduino. Do you guys know do you know what Arduino is? I have no idea what that is. So there's you have no idea who it is.
I have no idea.
So you know what a Raspberry Pi is?
Yeah.
it's like a little circuit board. Well, Arduino is sort of like that as well. It's kind of along those lines. So I have a couple of Arduino controllers on this thing, and I call them kind of little robots, because when you take a controller and you add a motor to it and you give it a task, that's essentially what a robot is. So on this rail, I've got a couple of robots controlling my camera, telling my camera when to take a picture. But man, it is complicated. And I looked at it and I was like, this whole thing, for a good chunk of the functionality that this thing here does, can be duplicated in app form on, in fact, this camera that's happens to be illuminated back here.
It's the same camera that you used on the rail?
Yes,
That's really funny.
It is. But I remember this. I got it on Kickstarter, and I was like, I better use this thing.
Well, no, but yeah, I mean, okay, I can get that an app can, zoom in and out. The app will be able to do that. Pan, okay, fair enough. But I mean, the camera's not going to be moving. No, it's going to take whatever your field of view is. It's going to
crop in
and slide. Yeah, exactly. Crop in and slide across. So that's okay. I mean, I could do that by just staying wide, cutting video, and then doing stuff in post-processing and video to do a Ken Burns effect.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely
right. But what you get from the rail, and I'm really curious to see how the final product comes out, because we ended up with a really nice sunset as well. But it looked like to me that you were like started kind of pointing southwest, and then the camera was tilting and moving and not just panning, but also sliding as it panned and everything. So it should be nice and fluid. It's something you can't replicate that.
No, because the rotation
only.
is an axis turn.
And you could do that cropping movement type thing, but you're losing information now.
But at the same time, you got to keep in mind when you do time lapses, ultimately it's going to end up as a video. And you don't have a 42 megapixel video. You have like a 1080 or a 4K video.
I'm thinking more in terms of the composition, because you're going to have to punch in. And so you have to compose with the if you're going to do it in software, you have to compose with that in mind, and be willing to throw stuff away. So anyway, I mean, I'm curious to see how it all came out.
Well, I will show you
right there. Look at that. Woo! You know what? If assuming it was done before I render this, I would have been putting it over us talking about it.
Yeah,
so you don't actually have to cue it up. We keep having this conversation that it's like the video part. It's like. I'm not even going to say the joke. But it has something to do by comics, and jokes don't need to be real. They can just make the joke.
Oh, right.
It doesn't have to be all grounded in reality. Yeah.
So speaking of video stuff, in reviewing, gosh, how many videos have we had now? I want to say
we're in the 20s now. I'm not sure what this will end up being. But we're getting close to 25.
So I've watched them and I enjoy them, and so do like the dozen other folks who watch them, I'm sure. But it's taken me a while for us to actually, for me at least, to go, you know what? This camera here isn't so flattering. So you're probably seeing a new angle. Welcome to the back of the rear view mirror.
Yeah.
We're always looking at improving our video.
Yeah. I'm thinking about wearing a mask.
Ultimately, to improve the video,
we're gonna have to change our faces.
3D rendered avatars, just talking.
Great, blue with weird shaped chins and
oh man,
semi dreadlocks or whatever they had. Did they have dreadlocks?
They did. They had dreadlocks and special UV face paint, I think.
Yeah, they had really cool illumination.
So, no, it was, I've never been here to Bird Rock. It actually was really, really nice.
Really? I come here every few months, and like I said, ultimately it was therapeutic, because I knew it would be quiet. It's always quiet here. It's a nice, quiet little
literally
place.
In the past few minutes, one car's gone by. I dig it. Yeah. I'm sure we're getting the eyes of all the neighbors here, though, because this car is very much well lit.
Pretty weird, for people that are walking around and wondering why there's spotlights and two people talking in a car. But we've gotten these looks before.
Yeah, hey, it's all good. It's all good. Right. There's going to be a point where this is normal.
I think we kind of reached that point. I mean, I don't know about you. I see people that are doing, filming themselves and so forth, and it's like, okay, well, they're another YouTuber.
I do see that.
I get it. Yeah.
So that's what we photographed. That's what we did, and it was good for my soul.
Yeah, exactly. Therapy with the camera.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think I just got the show title. Would you like a couch to lie on?
Oh. Show me on the camera
show me on the camera where the internet touched you. Let's get going.
Okay. This is devolved. Oh my God. Gotta get out of here.